So in our case, we have done experiments. Of course, water is a very important ingredient, but not to the extent in Chai Point. So here we standardize the rice, the masalas, the chicken, everything, curd, this water standardization, we don't, but we always keep testing the water to a certain TDS, softness, certain parameters we have. It has to fall within that. See, if it, as long as it falls within that, which are regular tests every 2-3 months in that outlet on water. So we have always water softeners, TDS machines, everything. So which, and so there's a very good quality control, teams, quite scientific, which test from chicken to water to masalas on lot of parameters. So they have to keep falling on it. But what we have realized, as long as water falls on those standards, it is good.
In fact, just to add here, I remember earlier days when India was just opening up. One of the first companies with which I had worked was PepsiCo. And they were making potato chips. It took several years for them to get a standardization. So entire supply chain, there are few things that are under their control. For example, the process, handi, heat, all this is under their control. But there are things that are not under control. How farmer, grows rice, how the ingredients are getting. Ingredients come maybe from India, they come from Uganda, because some of these things are imported. It's very difficult business, more so for things like biryani, because it's very difficult to have. How do you match that? It's a real art. And PepsiCo had spent several years just doing research on farming, the soil, the potato size, the shape. A lot of things go behind. Same way in when 1991 India opened up, second company to come to India was Kellogg. And again, I had some experience on that. And to have same kind of cereal which they produce worldwide, how do they do it in India? Was a challenge. I think your business is even more exotic, and so one of the passion that we have, and my specialization happened in 1977, was on globalization. And I know we'll be discussing at some point, I know your aspirations and stuff like that. And we'll be able to do it because there are very few exotic food chains. There are a lot of things that are there are a lot of things that are not there, but I think it is going to be very interesting experience, but it's not an easy thing going back and getting maybe a word or two, but maybe Suril, you have some question. We'll go into that for a moment.
See, every business is, you can't really create a billion-dollar business without challenges. And see, when I, look at, let's say, the challenges of a SpaceX or Tesla, they are, million times more. See, and so all these challenges, and we have discussions with McCain, which are the world leaders in potato chips and all that. So everyone faces, but you do it to 98%, 99%. You have a ways to reject what don't match your standards, and you have a way of feedback mechanism if it's not working. So it's a continuous thing, but with time, learnings, you get it right, as long as the intent is right.
Yeah, Cyril?
Yeah, no, my question is that, who do you see as your biggest competitor? Do you see fitness apps and health apps to be your competitors? And if so, would you be able to create, without me eating the biryani, can you create a sensation in my brain that tells me that I've eaten your biryani? And, in the metaverse, you can give me a whole biryani experience where you can actually make me the cook and I can tweak the biryani, in such a way that I don't need to eat it. I can just, with the sensation of that, I am satisfied.
No, I think you have planted the idea in my head, and I'll always always thank you for that. But no, I mean it. It was not a joke only. So,
Sorry. And if you're thinking of a startup, let's talk.
So see, metaverse, I'm sure, despite the heat on metaverse will be a reality, and it's already is. So what you are saying, see, finally, if I become a bit philosophical for 1 minute, it is finally the serotonins and the dopamine in our brains, right? Whatever we do, it is, see, food is about memories. Like why, so what you have eaten, your life, certain, like if maybe for a European, if they have eaten more oregano or rosemary spices, so they might give them same kick in their dopamine or serotonin levels what a khada masala in India might give to certain people, right?